and the link inside of that will take them to a separate um, order page, a separate order page, because they've been timed out of the current one, which we have yet to talk about. Um, Sweet, thank you. Someone said, "Is it like a loop?" Oof, I don't know what you're asking about. I'm seeing similar numbers, 2x plays with that second replay page. Super nice little hack, isn't it? Super cool. Whoa, that's a thing. What's that app called? What's it called? What's it called? I just told you all. I'm not going to tell you yet. I'm going to drop it on the resources page right after this. Sounds good. Actually, I'm putting it in Affiliate Outrage. What we decided to do was to put a resources page on the top tab of Affiliate Outrage. It's the other reason why we haven't tossed it out yet, though, is we're gathering. It's hard to know, is it Zapier? No, it's not. Well, we use Zapier, but it's not Zapier. But it is. Anyway, so it's going to be a resources tab on the top of every one of the lessons, so you guys can see the resources that we use. It's hard. Anyway, there's a lot of software that I pay for. So anyways, I just want to show you guys what we do. All right, ready for a little order page? Hey, thanks, Ben. Appreciate it. You guys ready for this? Let's go for a little order page action. And the fact that if the timer goes away and they don't get it, the bonuses is the thing that actually disappears. Okay. Okay, because they could go buy the normal thing. That's fine. It'd be full price for them. But with the bonuses, when you get it right, that's why it's an offer. It's one of the reasons it's such a good deal. I don't normally play the price game, the price discount thing too often, but in this scenario, that's always create a fulfillment email, and I take that content, the exact same thing. Hey, look, and it's like a receipt, right? Here's the fulfillment email and login details and support, right? Those are like the three things I tell them in a like the three things I tell them in a fulfillment email. But I take whatever I said in that email, and that becomes the copy on this page as well, because I want to reinforce it here. Like let's say that something crazy happens in the zeros and ones ether, and people don't get that email. At least they have the exact same information, with the exact same login, and everything they need on this page as well. Doing that alone, like, drastically cut down support. don't bookmark this page. This is not the page for you to bookmark. Okay, when they click here, it'll take them over to the actual okay, this is the login page. This is the confirmation page. Okay, login page, and that's what actually dumps them into the members area. And right, there's two versions of this members area page. One serves up the actual create a login page, and the other one serves up a, actually I think it's the same page, just one thing calls a different element. Anyway, it has to be because the, anyway, yeah. Okay. Okay, over here on the left, actually got my content. Over here in the middle, or over on the left, I got my navigation. Over on the left, I got, or sorry, the right, I got the content. And then something I like to do is I like to, all right, videos, the content you need. People, and how can I desend people, right? There's going to be a group of people that are like, Steven, this is amazing. I want more of your time, though, right? I just had some of the owners of a Fortune 500 company come ask me to do some consulting for them. That's freaking awesome, right? That's so cool, okay? Right? But I want to make sure I build into the current value ladder step an ascension for the people who want that kind of thing, right? Hire Steve. And then I want to make sure I build a descension down to things that are lower ticket that weren't $3,000, right? Or whatever price, right? So if I go in and, anyway, does that make sense? So I need to build ascension and descension into whatever product, especially during the fulfillment. Okay, and we would do that a lot of times. Like, I don't think I have one near me right now. You guys remember the funnel hacker or the Expert Secrets black box that we would give out? There was ascension built into it, right? Little mailers that were in there inviting them free ticket to come join the web class. Well, it was selling funnel hacks, right? It was selling ClickFunnels, right? Little mailers in there would help go buy other books, ascension and descension connected top to bottom. One of the easiest times for you to go ask for more money is the moment they gave you money, right? There's going to be a portion of people that do that. That's why I do that. So ascension and descension, login, support, all this other stuff. Podcast, right? Go listen to the podcast, right? Maybe right here it's a banner for the upcoming event, Funnel Lab, right? You got a free ticket. Remember, go make sure that you actually register, right? That's going to be a huge portion of that as well. Anyway, so that's awesome. Okay, how you guys feeling? That's a lot of stuff, isn't it? That's just the pages. Let's see. Got a question, Stephen. The testimonials are effective even if the name of the people gave them is blurry or hidden. I don't know what gave you the idea I was going to do that. I say the name of the people. And typically where they're from, too. 108 Split Test talks about that. No. Same page, thanks, man. When are you doing part 3 so I don't miss it? I'll stay up all night. Curse you if you're going all night. products for it. This is a huge, freaking huge product. Every live funnel build, my mind gets blown. Boom! Get my brew ready. Do you ever offer refund guarantees or conditions as part of the stack? No. Or in the process. Curious about it for my offer. Great question, Daxie. Hey, so this is what I do about that though, because I got so sick of people stealing from me. I know my stuff's freaking incredible, and I know I've spent a lot of my time, my life, my spouse is sacrificed a lot, right? So yeah, I get a little offended when someone steals from me. And they have to check that box in order to press the button. Okay, and right underneath it, it says refund policy. And if they want to click it, right, they click it. That's fine, but it's right there, and the refund policy pops up in a new page. Refund policy. Put in a box with all this other stuff too that's coming with this, which we didn't even talk about. There's a welcome package with it. But what's cool about that is like, right, we did like 100 grand the first month. There's like 10 people who jumped on. They're like, oh hey, I need a refund. And I was like, why? They're like, you said I could get a refund for any reason in your webinar. I was like, crap, I did that because that's what Russell had in his. No. Like he could do that again because he has ClickFunnels. They still don't get. They'll kick him out of ClickFunnels. But it's unfortunate that like 5% of your buyers are going to be what we call the dirtbags of life. And they will be trying to take advantage of you and steal from you, and they don't give a crap. So I fight right back now very openly to that. So anyway. So anyways, when I switched to that way, I started talking to Liz Benny, Dan Henry, a lot of other course creators, and I was like, do you guys do it the way Russell does? They're like, heck no, we started it that way, and there are just the straight up dirtbags of life that just steal from us like crazy. I was like, I know, I'm getting that too. And they're like, yeah, don't do it that way, do it like this. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so much better. And um, um, anyway, funny enough, on webinars, that's what's going to happen. And not even just webinars, funnels in general, a sale in general. The first time you come out with like, hey, buy my thing, they're going to go, nah, that's all right. But like 5-10%, they'll probably go like, yeah, all right, sounds good. Right? Then you come back with a second close. Or someone's going to say, I would, but is it safe for my kids? And as soon as you address that concern and come in for the close again, you'll get another 5. pitch. One of the second ones that I go through and show though is, hey, okay, let's say they go through. Let's say it's let's say 3 hours later. Okay, 3 hours later. I'm gonna send an email. It's an offer email. It's literally everything that they saw inside of the offer, right? The stack slide. It's gonna be in the email with a reminder that they can go purchase right here, right? That closes a few extra people. Maybe they were one of the people who just did not hear me say open a new tab and go to this URL, right? Maybe they're one of the people who, I don't know, they had to walk away and I don't know, they wanted it, but it was dinner time. You know what I mean? So I call it the offer email. Okay, but that's a purchase for them to go, or that's a hit for them to go and purchase again. Do you plan to offer for sale the funnel you're creating now as one of the 12 templates? I do. Yeah, you're making it with me. Hey, bro, is that right that webinars have the biggest conversions, like 40 or something like that? Is that not? No, 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 no. Live webinar funnels, here's the stats. Usually live webinar funnels, if you convert at about 5% a live webinar funnel at about $1,000 price point, typically that's quite easily a six-figure webinar in a year, okay? If you're converting around 10%, that's easily $1 million webinar in a year. Around 15%, you're talking multi-million-dollar webinar right there. ClickFunnels webinar funnel hacks converts at about 17%. Okay, and when Russell does it on stage, it usually doubles, and you also increase the price. So he'll take funnel hacks, which was $1,000, sell it for $2,000 since it's live, and you change the selling environment, and he'll easily close 30-40% of the room. Right now, in front of rooms, I usually close about 30%. Obviously, he's worked years to get to be amazing, and so he'll close 40, even 50, 60% before he. To the back, and it creates this energy. It's really cool. It's so freaking awesome. Anyway, when you get to auto webinar funnels, the conversion rate definitely drops. And so you do, because they know most of the time that it's not live, right? And so you do these little things to help increase the conversions, make we typically what I do is I don't do it on the number of registrants. I do it on the number of show ups. Okay, so I want to see how many people registered versus showed up, but like I want to do it on how many people actually came to the webinar. You know, how many people are actually on it, and then what we actually do time. That's what I base my conversions on because those are the people actually hearing the pitch. Um, anyway, those are the people actually present. So the auto webinar funnel, how many in reality converts approximately? For me, I'm getting probably like 8% conversion, which is actually pretty good for auto webinar. Conversion should be measured at every step so you can see where you're broken down. Okay. Yeah, about 12 hours afterwards, that's when we post the first replay link. I've been modeling this lately. Super helpful. Okay. I'm going to go back and forth here real quick so I make sure I hit all the notes after going through Russell's stuff. Okay, 24 hours after post registration. That's when we send the scroll bar. Okay, what I want to do is I want to spit this stuff out here. And then I'm going to actually go through and there's some other cool patterns of what's going on behind the scenes here that frankly, I don't know that he knows he's doing. And let me show you what I'm showing, or what I see. Seriously, do you like watching a webinar? Dimitri says I like it. Awesome. Kevin, depends on the webinar. I'm the exact same. If I know the guy's a baller, I totally will. Only because I study them, right? Mike, I do the exact same thing a lot of times too. I'm interested in the topic. Absolutely depends on the webinar. 100%, right? How many guys sometimes when you see it though, you're like, I'm excited for the webinar, but it's like, God, it's like 2 hours. You know, like, oh gosh, I don't know, right? Right? And so some people feel that way, right? While driving. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, yeah. You listen to it while you're driving. Um, anyway, the ideal is 45 minutes, I think. 2 hours is usually too long for me, right? And so that starts to get that way. And so one of the things that I've been doing is I take the sales pitch. I actually don't really like watching webinars unless I'm hacking them. I don't, personally. It's a long time, right? I get a lot done in 2 hours. Sitting there and listening, like, oh gosh, give me the replay so I can 2x listening to it, right? Give me the replay, right? But it actually depends on your ability to keep people's attention. There's no real right or wrong length. Less is not necessarily better either. Depends on if you're boring or not. I'm not saying you're boring. I'm saying, you know what I mean? It depends how well you can keep the attention going. Um, so what I would do, right, is I would take, what I'm doing is I'm taking the webinar and I'm going to get it transcribed and I'm going to what you've already done to hit people who would not normally listen to a webinar or the format that you're talking in. Let's say you're doing a long form sales letter version. I'm not going to read that. Okay, give me a video. I can 2x. Okay, that's how I like to buy stuff. Okay, so I'm going to repurpose so that right, it's the same offer, but you're most likely going to get additional people in the door that you were not planning on. successful with this, right? We'll do like a deeper dive case study with this. You guys know how I know that this is a sexy thing? Because you're all asking buying questions, right? You're asking, where's the replay? Where do I get this? Where do I get this, right? This is the power of building your offer with the people that you're trying to sell to as well, okay? A lot of reciprocity helps me know that I'm being guided. I already developed a lot of the marketing ahead of time, but I wanted to make sure it was spot on, so I did it with you. Funny enough, I was very close. And also, Steve, a snapshot of the whiteboard would be loads of curiosity for funnel builders for your opt-in webinar, right? That's totally what I mean. That's what I mean by funnel marinade. So we're going to do that kind of thing. You're at the whiteboard. This happened right here. They've been kicked out, and we're reminding them, look, go get on the email list, or I'm sorry, on the waiting list. And I've sent them a personal video about 1 week later. So they got an email when they signed up on the waiting list. Oh, here it is. When they I don't want to close the loop with me, although I closed the loop for their ability to purchase for a little while, okay? And so I'm going to go ahead and put them somewhere else. So I'll direct them somewhere else. Hey, go get on the Science of Selling Online. You can see that Steven's not that crazy, although he's kind of all over the place, whatever. Like, he's not that nuts, right? It's open for the next 24 hours for you, right? Bam, 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 bam. Get the last few on there. What I noticed too from just personal stats for my own auto webinar right now, about 50% of the people, 50% of the people who actually do hit this waiting list page actually opt in. What does that tell you? They have made it through a long, freakishly huge funnel until that point and still have some desire, right? So I'm not going to just, those are sick leads, right? I've gone through, I've asked the first time, I've asked the second time, right? I've gone through and I'm saying scarcity, urgency, closeout. Like, those are the last few people who really need to be asked and closed the last 5, 6, 7, 8 times in order to get them in. And so I've sent them case studies, sent them a few extra things, but anyway, hopefully that's helpful. So that's part of the communication piece there. If we go with, there's going to be a free plus or a seen but not purchased sequence off of stage 2 right here. And I truly only like to do like 2 of these because you're emailing about bigger stuff. You want them to scratch the buyer's itch on the more expensive thing. Okay, so we got seen but not purchased right there in this one. You know, funny story. Did you guys ever see? Did you guys ever see when we were building the FiberFix funnel? I don't know if you guys saw that at all. It was a funny story though. So FiberFix. Do you guys know? You guys know Harmon Brothers, right? They did like the Squatty Potty commercial and a whole bunch of really want a funnel. We know you guys are the funnel people. We can't get purple mattress. Spot on, Richard. Yeah, they did purple mattress. They just came up with another one um, where it's like a devil, and they're talking about like bed temperatures. It's pretty awesome. It's a brand new one. Anyway, they came to us and they're like, "Hey, we can't get And the same thing happened that always happens. Day one, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Day number two, wow, that's a lot of sales. Day number three, turn it off, you're going to bankrupt us. Oh my gosh, right? Then they go and they freak out about it. And anyway, one of the things that we put on there that we knew would do really well, they had a hard time with it first. Have a question, just contact us now. Actually, yeah, there's a really interesting split test inside of 108 split tests. The final, that's actually one of the things that I'm putting on my broadcast pages, which is interesting that you bring that up. It's not necessarily an Actionetics MD feature, but I am going. It's it's live chat. Hey, you got a question? And it just floats in the bottom right corner of the page. Hey, you got a question? 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 We're right here. Chat live, chat live, chat live. And what's cool is that and at the end of it, push everyone to my funnel stats, my funnel stats, funnel stats, funnel stats, right? And uh, you guys want to hear a ninja traffic thing? Okay. Yeah. Yes, Dexy. Sorry, guys. Let me just finish this here. Making sure that I've got all the pieces there. Oh, one thing that's very important here is when it comes to emails, all rivers, and okay, which also means I remove them from this list. I don't know. It was like 3 months into working with the big cheese with sausage number one. He asked me one day. He's like, "Steven, could you go clean up all of our ClickFunnels lists?" And like my heart dropped because I knew how big of a task that was. It was like, oh, are you serious? And he goes, "Yeah, sorry, bro." I was like, "All right, sounds good." It was like a crap ton of people, guys. This is like 400,000 contacts, right? And I went through and I started going through funnel by funnel by funnel by funnel by funnel by funnel, making sure. Okay, but make sure anyway. As far as list management goes, that'll help your ClickFunnels accounts like crazy. Um, so I make sure that there's that piece is in there. Just making sure that I got the last few pieces in, guys. Um, I'm thinking that one of the things I'll have in here too is one of the things that people want from me a lot of times. If they're building funnels, they want someone to go back through and say, spot check me. Is this correct? Right? So I think one of the pieces that we'll toss in here, one of the ascensions that I'll have that's built in, is this thing where it says like, hey, do you want me to review your funnel? Right? When you got it done, you want me to review your funnel. And I'll keep it in the exact same funnel. And what that allow me to do is to use a sticky OTO. And what a sticky OTO, yeah, it's kind of like the funnel audit, right? A sticky OTO, it's not an order page, it's literally an OTO page, right? And what that'll do is, in one click, they don't need to re-put in their credit card information. ClickFunnels never saves credit card information, okay? Okay, but Stripe does save purchase token information, okay? It's this gigantically huge string of letters and numbers, huge piece of code. So when you put your credit card in stuff, your credit card information becomes that purchase token. Massive thing. Is like a Calendly link so they can actually go in and go grab. Anyway, it's just another way, honestly, to recoup ad cost, which is really awesome. Do you use the feature proof of purchase live from other people that already bought the product is a tiny box in the corner. And if yes, is it useful to increase conversions? Yeah. Tricks that I've been using. It's been really awesome. So anyways, okay. So I totally will have proof down here in the bottom. I'll have proof down there, right here as well. Right, for order, for auto registration, and definitely in the OTO as well. Super great for opt-ins, Billy, 100%. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Um, that's intense. But what's cool about it is that, like, I won't deadline funnel that one. I won't put the pixels on it or any of the codes, the tracker codes on it, so that like post they can go back and they can still see all these testimonials, right? In fact, that actually could be a really cool thing to forward people to as well. Like, come join the waiting list. Bam, and then right afterwards, it could auto direct. One of the things that is powerful in here, and this is one of the things that I don't know that I saw. I don't know that Russell knows that he does it, but if you guys have ever built a live webinar funnel, one of the things inside of it is it's called an indoctrination series, and the indoctrination series is it's 3 stories that you tell. That is a mini story of Secret 1, a mini story of Secret 2, mini story of Secret 3, right? And using that kind of strategy, what's super cool about it is it's meant to. It'd be kind of like this. Be kind of like this, like, oh, hey, the first time, right? Like one of make those oats salty, make them thirsty, right? And that's part of why I do that, to make the horse thirsty, okay, and excited to show up. Usually registration rates aren't the issue in webinars, right? There's a few things you can do. Make registration rates awesome. It's show up rate. Getting people to show up. Typically, you'll have 15 to 25% of people who actually register to show up for the webinar, which is one of the advantages of an auto webinar because it starts in the next 10 minutes, right? This funnel will be a top of the every 10 minutes webinar. Okay, a new one will fire every 10 minutes. And I'm doing some cool testing with that. Right? Hey, go ahead and check out the scroll bar replay, but also if you want to, check out X, Y, and Z, and it's a story about this, this, and this, and it's a case study, right? Right? Indoctrination 3 is what's happening in 36 hours, and that's the actual sub-theme that's going on inside of it. So what we're doing for my, my webinar is we are grabbing Craig the Cookie Monster, he's the guy who wants things to stay the same they are. Cookie cutter. Okay? But because of that, we literally have, I got a full costume about the Cookie Monster. And these are personas that I've gone and created based off of what I saw Russell doing and these other things, or it's Indoctrination 1, 2, and 3. Anyways, so that sequence is what would be going on inside of right, 1, 2, 3, and then this last one, this 40-hour one, is cart close with PLF4. And they can fast forward and move faster as long as they want to. So is Freddy PLF1 or vehicle? Freddy's PLF1. Freddy the Freeloader. He wants true duplication. He's the guy who wants to want things to stay the same that they've always been. I don't want to adapt. And so I make fun of those types of people. Am I making fun of them? No, but they probably can relate with one of those people specifically. I'm making fun of them, telling them, like, look, that's a dumb reason not to buy this. Do I say that outright? No. But that's what's going on inside of it. So for the exact same script for the exact same offer, because not everyone buys the same, right? And when I realized that, I was lifting, and I realized this, and I was like, Russell, dude, and he's like, ah! You know, and we went to, anyway. So that's one an exact quote. Okay, and I went through, and that's one of the things that I'm doing next, and I want you guys to understand, right? The webinar is so powerful because if you can get the webinar to convert, right, and the market's told you how to adapt and where you should adapt and how these things need to happen, so much easier for you to take that and repurpose the content and the pitch and everything that you're doing in all the different mediums. Anyway, all right, final things. Traffic. Check this out. I always go to. So Facebook ads, totally, but I'm not going to put my own money in that. I'm going to go to my hot list, see who's like, man, that offer is amazing, and let's see what cash that I can grab from that, right? That's how I've literally grown this entire thing without using our own cash. Build a list, build some buzz, launch to them. Those who say yes, don't take profit for a long time. Okay, I didn't take a paycheck for my own business going on my own till like end of March. Okay, which is a little bit scary, but that's the reason. Just dumping everything back into ads, everything back into ads, everything back into ads. Okay, so I'm not launching. I treat Dream 100 and affiliates differently. They are not the same, but most people treat them the exact same. Affiliates, right? They may not be people who own big lists yet. And so I'm going to go out and I'm going to do affiliate stuff. It's the very reason for affiliate outrage, okay? The very reason for it is to teach, educate, get people cash coming in, but teach people how to sell my products and get cash for it. Why would I not do that, right? Publishing, oh yeah, that's one of my favorites, right? Going on in and publishing with people, right? I get about 1,000 downloads per episode right now on Sales Funnel Radio. That's up since we started a he's doing support, he's doing other stuff like that, but his whole job is to make relationships. That's it. I said, dude, come make relationships, and we've gotten in some really interesting doors because of that. Sounded like 100. Oh, Dream 100. Sorry. D 100. Sorry, yeah, I say D 100, Dream 100. Sorry, man. Do it's a $2,000 book. You'll get it for free. Go to listentosteve.com. I think that's the URL, and you can get it for free. He was on my podcast a little bit ago, and that was his gift to everybody. I didn't know it. And he goes, go to listentosteve.com. I was like, dude, are you serious? That's what... Oh, listen to Steven. Listentostephen.com, and you can get the book for free. This is awesome. So anyway, I love Dream 100, though. It's my favorite. Anyway, hey, so one of the other strategies that I just want, right, lists matter like crazy, okay? I used to do a lot of backpacking growing up. Last thing I'll say here, and then we'll end this. I used to do a lot of backpacking growing up, and I was on this 3-week backpacking trip once, and it was towards the end of the 3 weeks, and we went over the Continental Divide, and we did a lot of stuff. We did stuff with ice axe. Okay? One of the biggest reasons why people fail at this game is because they go and they start digging their own river as the first method for traffic. Okay, if you think of traffic like a river, people are like, I need to go and I need to build this huge list. Okay, good, true, awesome. But did you know that there's people who've already spent a ton of time building traffic and a ton of time building a list? You purchase the customer in some way, either with time or money. And if you're not willing to spend money on ads, be prepared to spend time, right? That's how you purchase a customer. And one of those two ways. That's why I do so much podcasting and so much content creation. It's because I'm buying customers, right? And I'm buying them than it is for you to start spending Facebook ad money and start digging your own river, right? And you can do that, and I'm not telling you not to, but when it's the only strategy, it's really slow and quite risky. Could die, all right, and run out of cash. And so Dream 100 is freaking incredible. I get a lot of people to promote my stuff because of that. But popped out. There's some really cool list builders that are out there who've like indexed most of the web. And I talked to them, and I know I'm being cryptic right now, but it's because I'm going to go include it in Affiliate Outrage, so you guys all have all of that. But I talked to him, and I was like, hey, could you give me a list of everybody who's built their thing on ClickFunnels? I mean, could you comb the web and tell me? Came back, giant list of all the people who are using ClickFunnels. And I was like, what? Oh my gosh, are you serious? Okay, well, in college, one of the things that we did, one of the reasons why we were able to sell so much stuff when I was doing things for like Paul Mitchell and beauty schools, which I'd never in my life thought I'd ever do, I would just oh my gosh, what is it built? It's called the VPN, to use someone else's virtual machine to scrape all of those URLs for contact data that I could then reload into a retargeting thing. Anyway, there's a lot of really cool things right there. Yeah, he was using a VPN. And anyway, all those kinds of little ninja tic-tac things, that's what people used to have to do back in the day before things like Facebook ads existed. And funny enough, those who still remember those kinds of tactics and ethically use those things, right, can get a giant upper hand. What I don't want anyone to do is to sit back and be like, oh my gosh, well, I don't know how to drive Facebook ads. That's not the only way. I don't know how to drive Facebook ads. I don't want to learn how to drive Facebook ads. I outsource that crap because I'd rather go, and I'm not calling it crap, but man, like, as far as like big, massive pushes where the, Facebook ads keep my doors open. That's how I treat Facebook ads, right? Is there a method for me to get and retarget ads through them? Really cool traffic strategy. If you guys have the swipe up feature, or even if you don't on Instagram, go tell people, hey, here's a free download, and make it a PDF. Okay? When somebody opts in, and you have the pixels set up correctly, you can now turn on retargeting ads. It's not hard to get giantly huge influencers on Instagram who frankly are dumb. I don't want to call them dumb, but they have no idea the power they have. When they have like these lists of like 13 million people, and you pay them $500 to do a shout out to you, and they go over to a Facebook group, or they go over to, right, your ClickFunnels page, and you pixel that crap, and you can now send retargeting ads, which are a fourth the cost. That's some huge crap. That's amazing. That's awesome. But man, I want to learn that stuff. Okay, so I want to learn those kinds of things. Okay, and not like, anyway, that's where my heat comes from with it, because I used to be a media buyer, right? And side of Facebook, so let's do that. But it's not. I don't put all my eggs in that basket. So anyway, so I use multiple strategies. Facebook ads is just one of them, but I don't do that one. I do a lot of publishing. And I do a lot of mini series inside of it, and I promote to their lists. That's how I grew my list so fast. And a lot of you guys are on it because of that, and that's great. It worked. Dream 100 stuff, totally. Affiliates, 100%. That's why I'm building Affiliate Outrage, so that people know how to promote my stuff, right? And it's a free program. It'll massively over-deliver, right? It's free, so how can it not? But it really, to the nth degree, though, it will, though. Automations tab, right? Then we go over to the SLO. If they say yes, bam, order page. Thank you. Auto redirect back up here. If they say no, that's fine. We'll go straight over to the broadcast page, and I'm still going to retarget them for this. And I'm still going to do a seen but not purchased sequence. There's a deadline funnel that's been activated the moment they actually get in. Here's the chat element from Funnel U, which is awesome and makes them feel like they're chatting with the actual presenter. Bottom right-hand corner, we have ManyChat or any other platform that you like in order so they can ask questions live. Right, and then replay page, replay with scroll bar page. This section is exactly the same, right, and it's timed to about the same time when I'm mentioning where to go to buy. So it's timed out that way. Pushes them to the order page. Again, reinforcement of the stack down at the bottom. Order confirmation page right here. There's a cool little script. I don't know if it's available in Funnel U yet, but as soon as they purchase, it actually creates like one of the big post-purchase, one of the biggest support tickets I was getting. Again, this is me letting the market tell me what to do. One of the biggest support tickets I was getting. Auto logs them in, skips the login page, and now they're in. Scratches the itch as fast as they need to. And if they don't know what their login was, they click log out, and it's right there, and they can remake their login anyway. Inside the actual members area, right, there's stuff to build in Ascension and Descension. I've got the option for them to go and get a funnel audit, right? Long. And what it does, right, we've got that cool thing that says, check it out, right? And I'm like, hey, 1 week later, it auto, through Zapier, drops in a whole bunch of really cool stuff to my phone about that person. What's up, Billy? Hey, thanks for blah, blah, blah. Thanks for this. Thanks for this. Hey, it looks like you waited too long. Okay, go to the URL, blank.com, and that'll get you the actual... that'll get you an order page that's closed, but it's only open for the next 48 hours. So what I'm thinking about, this is probably going to be a second deadline funnel, right? Where literally they're but it'll delay the message to me and to them like 6 days, and it'll be open for them for 8. It's kind of a shotgun approach. Do you like to buy by reading letters? Do you like to buy by watching product launch funnels? Do you like to buy by webinars? Do you like to buy by a blog post, right? And we're hitting multiple mediums back and forth. All rivers lead to the Seinfeld list and multiple kinds of traffic. My favorite rollout strategy is building my products in front of my audience so they know they're legit. And guys, that's a wrap. Tomorrow we'll actually build the thing. And I'll have this up on one screen and ClickFunnels on the other screen. I'll share my screen. We're going to build it from top to bottom. So anyway, hopefully it's helpful. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully, it's helps people realize there's a lot to this. There's lots to the game, but um, it's very formulated though too, and I don't want people to stress out about it. And that's part of the reason I do what I do on these. And anyway, so how long will it take you to build? That is not a tiny funnel. What's cool though is how many of these sections are the same. Like that's the same as that, right? And I already have a few things designed and laid out in the members area, a few things designed and laid out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so there'll be a few things designed element-wise, which will take me a little bit to get through, but I would plan on 4 hours. Totally transparent. Probably 4 hours. Very helpful. Woohoo! Boom, baby. Awesome, guys. Follow the path. It will reveal the way. 100%. Yep, exactly. Obstacle is the way. Just move forward.